Good morning, students. Welcome to Marudhar Senior Secondary School online classes. In this video of 10th class of Geography, we will discuss chapter first, Resource and Development. In our previous video, we have discussed about resource definition, its type and its classification. In definition, I told you that all the things that can be used by human being can called resources. Everything available. I told you that everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs, it is technically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable, can be termed as resource. Where I told you there is only human being who interacts with the nature and modify the thing into a resource by the help of technology. After that, we discuss about the types of resources, where I told you it has two types, basically natural and human. Natural resources had two more types, renewable, non-renewable. Renewable resources are those resources which can be renewed by recycle, reuse, and non-renewable resources are those resources which cannot be renewed. If we want to regenerate it, then it will take a lot of years, a lot of time. Human resources are those resources which are generated, which are originated by the interference of human beings. Human itself known as a resource. After that, we discuss about the classification of resources, where I told you it has four types of classification. First, on the basis of origin, on the basis of exhaustibility, on the basis of ownership, and on the basis of the status of development. We have discussed about two types of classification, on the basis of origin and on the basis of exhaustibility, where I told you on biotic and abiotic resources are the type of the origin resources, means the resources are generated from living things and non-living things. In exhaustibility, I told you renewable and non-renewable resources. And now start the third type of classification, that is on the basis of ownership. It has four types. We can classify it in four manner. First is individual, then community, national, and international resources. Now let's read each other individually. Individual resources, as we know about its name, individual means those resources which are owned by an individual candidate privately, an individual person. In this type of resources, resources are owned privately by individuals, just as our house, our plots, we are individually utilize them. We cannot allow any community to use them, because we cannot allow any person to live in our house. We cannot allow any person to own our plots, our buildings, our properties. We can allow only individual, our personal family. The second type of it is community owned resources. In this type of resources owned by whole community. There is no individual owner of resources, just as a public ground, public park, public complexes, village ponds, picnic spots, playgrounds. All whole community interact with these resources, because these public parks, these public things are made for community. Anybody can use it without any permission or without any interference. Community resources accessible to all members of community. For example, grazing land, burial grounds, village ponds, picnic spots, public parks, playgrounds, etc. Next is national resources. As we can understand about its from its name, that in a boundary of particular nation, all those resources we found in a country's political boundaries that are owned by that country. All the resources belongs to the country, but oceanic areas up to 22 kilometers from the coast, termed as territorial water and resources, therein belong to the nation. Just like as public roads, just right like as roads, railways, these are national resources of in a boundary of a nation. Which boundary? Political boundary. Here next is international resources. These are international institutions. There are international institutions which regulate some resources. Which type of resources? Let's discuss. The oceanic resources beyond 200 nautical miles of the exclusive economic zone belong to open ocean. No individual country can utilize these resources without the concurrence of international institution. Means if a country want to utilize these resources, it has to take permission, it has to take consultation with the international institution which regulate these resources, because it is not in a boundary of a country. We are talking here about the oceanic water. In ocean, no country has owned nation. No one country has owned these oceans. Then who owned these oceans? There are some international institutions which regulate these resources. So if we want to utilize them, then we have to take permission of these institutions. Now next is, we have complete here our third classification, where after that we will discuss about fourth classification, that is on the basis of development. As according to its name, we can classify it on the basis of how many resources we have collected, we have obtained from nature, and how many resources we have not obtained from nature. And if we have obtained the resources from the nature, then how much quantity we are utilize them, in how much quality we are utilizing them, and how much amount of resources left or secured to being used. So in this type of classification, we can sub-classify our resources in 4 types as well. First is potential, then developed stock, and reserves. So let's discuss about each other one by one. Our first resource on the basis of status of development is potential resources. Potential resources are those resources which are available in a region, which are available in a particular area, but we do not know about its quantity, in how much quantity that is available, and we do not use them. and we not utilize them. We don't know about in how much quantity that is available here, and we do not use them as well. These are known as potential resources. For example, in west part of India, particularly we can say about Rajasthan and Gujarat. In Rajasthan and Gujarat, we have a lot of energy, a lot of resource. Which type of resource? Wind and solar energy. We have a lot of energy, but we do not use them, we do not utilize them. Resources which are found in a region but have not been utilized. For example, the western part of India, particularly Rajasthan and Gujarat, have enormous potential for the development of wind and solar energy, but so far these have not been developed properly. Means these resources have potential. Which type of potential? The potential to fulfill the human needs, to satisfy the human needs, but these are not being used properly. We have a lot of wind and solar energy, but until we are not using them, we are not utilizing them properly. Developed resources, according to its name, we can have an idea, we can get an idea that these resources are those which are in being used. These resources are in use by human beings. These are satisfying the human needs. How? Because these resources have been developed, these resources have been found, and we moderate them by the help of technology, feasibility, and now we are using them. The resources which are surveyed and their quantity and quality have been determined for utilization, and once, according to its name, developed resources. So how can we develop a resource? A resource can be developed by the help of technology and the level of their feasibility, its feasibility. The development of resources depends on the technology and level of their feasibility. Now third is stock. Stock are those resources which are founded, which we obtain from nature, but lack of technology we are not utilizing them. Means we have resource, we have the things, we have resources for, but they are not developed. They are not developed. Why they are not developed? Because the lack of technology, the lack of feasibility. There are a lot of reasons, but in short, we have resources but we are not using them. For example, water in river. We have two gases in water, hydrogen and oxygen. Then we don't know how to separate them in a proper way. This technology is not developed properly, so that we have water and we have gases in the form of water, but we don't know how to separate them and we how to store them. So it is in stock resources. Materials in the environment which have the potential to satisfy human needs, but human beings do not have appropriate technology. In the lack of appropriate technology to access, these are included among stock. For example, water is compound of two gases, hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen can be used as a rich source of energy, but we do not have advanced technical that know how to use it for this purpose. We don't know how to use it for this purpose to create energy from hydrogen that are found in water. Hence it can be considered as stock. Means we have stoked the resource, but when we developed our technology, in future we can use them. Now next is reserves. Stock and reserves seems to be same, but there is a very big difference between them. Stock, we have stoked the resources, we have we have stoked the resources, and we have reserved the stores. We have reserved the sources. How? We have stoked the resources because we do not have technology to develop them. But reserve resources are those resources that are developed, but we are not using them. In stock, we are not using them because of technology, lack of technology. But in reserve stocks, we are not utilizing them. Why? Because we have to save them, we are reserve them, we are secured them to future use. Just as when water flows into a river, then we make a dam there, so that the water that is stored in the dam, it will be used when the need of water will increase in future. It will be used to generate electricity. So here we have reserved the resources. We have resources, and these resources are developed, but after that we are not using them, we are not utilizing them. Reserves are the subset of the stock, which can be put into use with the help of existing technical know-how, but their use has not been started. We are not started the use of the resources. These can be used for the meeting future requirements. When the demand, the requirement will increase in future, arose in future, then we will use them in that situation. River water can be used for generating hydroelectric power, but presently it is being used only to limited extent. Thus, the water in the dams, forest, etc. is a reserve which can be used in future.